Alright, welcome back to the Pioneer Room. I'm your Urban Ecom Master, and in this video I'm going to use a very important process carried out by plants, algae, and even us human beings. I'm just going to use plants as an example to show you how important the sun is to every living things on the planet, and all we are here as beings doing is capturing light, which is information, right, about what happened before, what is happening now, and our potential as human beings, using the light, locking ourselves into our correct ecology, and of course we can become the electromagnetic being that we are. So come with me. I'm going to highlight the process called photosynthesis, but in this case I'm going to do it a little different by calling it biophotosynthesis, which really indicates the organic process of photosynthesis using the sunlight. So organic organisms using the sunlight organically to make important fuels such as glucose and other molecules, nitrogen containing molecules that we call proteins. So I'm going to show you how the sunlight plants use the sunlight to do this. Alright, so I'm going to talk a little bit about biophotosynthesis. So that's the topic, biophotosynthesis. And just a little bit, just to break down the word a little bit to you. Where's my red marker? So to break down the word a little bit for you, I'm going to let you know that bio means life, right? And photo means light, so life and light. And synthesis means to make, to manufacture, all right, to build, to create. So in other words, the word biophotosynthesis means using life form of organisms using light to make materials. So in other words, there are organisms that can bring light into the living world, into the living organisms. So how can we capture the light that is shining and put it in the organism so that the organism becomes enlightened with that light? So you need to get the organic light, not the light coming out of the light bulb that you have in your house, not the light that you use to grow your crops in the greenhouse, these artificial lights, not the light that is in your city, on your street. You want the cosmic light. This is the big difference between everybody else and what is going on the planet. There are some people that can only eat cosmic light and be healthy, and there are other beings that willingly eat artificial light in GMO foods and okay with that. It's a time that we know our ecology. If you are a cosmic being, can only survive with the sunlight, this information is for you. Alright? So photosynthesis is a process. This is a biological process by which carbon dioxide, which is a gas, unseen gas, is made up of carbon and oxygen. But without oxygen, of course, carbon dioxide reacts with water. And as I said, I'm going to write this a little smaller so that we can, pencil out the processes better. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you exactly the word and the chemical equation and how they actually works. So photosynthesis is not possible without the sun. All right? You need the sun in order for photosynthesis to occur. Sun. And then there is also the leaf of the plant that carries out the photosynthesis. Water entering here. Water and carbon dioxide entering via the on the surface. Now, this plant contains a green pigment called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll. Light sensitive molecule. And this chlorophyll is into a compound called, is into a house called chloroplast. So the house is called chloroplast. So the chloroplast is, chloroplast contains chlorophyll. So this is the pigment that traps the sunlight energy. So this pigment, chlorophyll, is able to trap the photon energy of the light, right? Now, it will use that energy of the light with the chlorophyll, combining water and carbon dioxide to make something called glucose and oxygen. Alright? Hope you're following me so far. Now, to represent this in the chemical form, what we would do is write carbon dioxide. It reacts with water, H2O, and in the presence of, we said, the sunlight, and there should be chlorophyll. Plant must be green or the organism contain the chloroplast. Right? What happens is that the water molecules, which appears like this, the water molecules, the bonds are being broken by the sunlight energy. The bonds contain energy. A lot of energies are locked into the OH bonds of water. So in order to release the energy, or in other words, to release the energy from the bond and trap the sunlight energy, these bonds must be broken. In doing so, we form 2 hydrogens as well as 2 electrons. From each hydrogen, 1 electron is formed. Now, the sunlight energy is needed for this reaction, right? In the chloroplast, using the chlorophyll, and it goes through what is called an electron transport chain, where the electrons are being released. Now, importantly, what I want you to understand is that the sunlight energy is now trapped into the electron. So what I want to highlight here to you, that the sunlight energy that you were unable to weigh, find a mass, you are now able to capture the mass of sunlight energy as electrons. So they move from this light form into a more condensed form, right, as electrons. And electrons now, what we would want now is to find an element that can now, pull these electrons to itself, right? So in doing so, carbon dioxide is so magnetic, it attracts the electrons as well to itself. It has this covalency about it. It can accept electrons. So when it accepts the electrons, it becomes reduced. And this is why it forms a reduced sugar called glucose. You see, C6H12O6. So that glucose is formed because anything that gets hydrogen, so here the carbon dioxide gets hydrogen and it gets electron. So anything that is reduced is said to gain electrons or hydrogen. So it is reduced to a simple sugar called reducing sugar or glucose, right? Plus oxygen is liberated, O2, right? But the equation needs to be balanced. So if 1 carbon is here and you have 6 carbon here, it simply means you need to have 6 here to balance with 6. If 2 hydrogens are here, you have 12. It simply means you need another 10. So let's balance the equation.